We are being joined right now by Dr. Maxwell Leung of Arizona State University, an assistant professor. This is really an interesting topic, cannabis contaminants. First of all, what are some of the common contaminants found in cannabis and where are they coming from?
So I'm interested in environmental contaminant in cannabis. And by environmental contaminants, there are 5 specific categories. So pesticide that are introduced during the growing process, solvent, toxic element that can be introduced from the environment, including metals and arsenic. And there are also microbial pathogen and fungal toxin. Those are the 5 categories.
From the research you've done, what are some of the effects these contaminants may have on consumers of cannabis?
So there are 2 major effects that are most concerning. So one of the effects is neurotoxicity. And with neurotoxicity, I'm talking about specifically to chemicals such as pesticide, metals, and solvent. The other category of harmful effects that are most concerning is the one caused by microbial pathogen. So those are pathogens that can produce opportunistic infection. And for the first one, for patients who have susceptible neurological diseases, that can be of concern. And for the second one, since cannabis is often used with patients that are immunocompromised, patients that have cancer or AIDS or HIV, the pathogen that can cause opportunistic infection, those can be really dangerous.
Well, you know, we are seeing more and more states pass, whether it be medical marijuana bills or recreational bills. In your mind, the discussions involving these contaminants, is that being talked about enough?
We actually have looked into the media coverage in states that have legalized cannabis versus states that do not have legalized products, the cannabis. And the states that have do not have legalized cannabis, the media coverage tend to focus on the criminalization, and the legality with cannabis. But in the state that, including Arizona, that have legalized cannabis, there are more attention on contaminant issue in cannabis. So that's what we see.
And how, if at all, I mean, I assume they are being regulated, but how do you regulate these contaminants?
Right now, there are about 28 jurisdictions in the US that have legalized cannabis. Usually in this state, they have some kind of cannabis testing program. And the program, how is it implemented, what contaminants are being regulated, and what level they are being regulated is different vastly.
And I mean, do you feel that there need to be some reforms, some changes to the current regulations?
So we focus on the science that support policy. We don't make recommendation for policy, but I want to comment on data availability. Because if you look at all the other raw agricultural commodities that are being sold in the US, there are a federal program to collect the data and report it in the public domain, such as the pesticide data program in USDA. But in cannabis, that is not the case. There are tremendous amounts of resources spent on testing all these cannabis products, but there are very, very limited information that come out. In fact, the EHP paper that I talk about, that's the only major data deposit of the contaminant data in the open literature right now.
Extremely fascinating topic, something that is very topical right now. You mentioned the news coverage. So congratulations on all you've accomplished and everything moving forward at Arizona State University. We really appreciate your time and insight.
Yeah, thank you for having me.